How's it going, you guys? Jeff here, mentor with Two-Brain Business. Welcome to the Two-Brain Business YouTube channel. On this channel, we aim to give you guys actionable advice, things that you can take home and take action on today that will improve your business and your life. Today, I want to talk to you guys about your intro process. In other words, your sales process. And we're going to dive into that. We're going to talk about how you can improve your sales process in order to improve your business and increase revenue streams over time and therefore improve your life. We're going to get to that here in just a second. Before we get to that, if this is your first time dropping by the Two-Brain Business channel, be sure to subscribe. If you're looking for more actionable advice and ways to improve your life and work closer to your perfect day today, then you're going to want to stay tuned. We got tons of stuff coming your way. Also, you can help us out by smashing the like on this video and hey, ring that notification bell so you can see when we post more videos. But let's get right to it. So we're talking about creating a consistent sales process. Why does that matter? That matters because consistency is key. If you can do something the same way every single time, you become more comfortable with it. If you're more comfortable with it, you're more confident with it. If you're more confident, especially when it comes to sales, you will sell more. I can promise you that. So let's talk about what a consistent intro process even is. Think about it this way. When a prospect, not yet a client, enters your business, either over a Zoom call, over a phone call, over email, messenger, or they just walk into your brick and mortar business, what happens? From point A of entering your business as a prospect to point B of becoming a client of yours, what does that even look like? If you haven't mapped this out yet, I'd recommend pausing right here and writing out what currently happens right now. And then as you watch this video, we'll unfold what maybe should be happening and you can compare and contrast the two. Here at Two-Brain Business, our new clients coming in with their businesses will go through what we call the ramp-up phase. And during that phase, we literally lay everything out. It's connecting dots, it's paint by numbers to build those systems and processes that just work and get them results. And that's what we aim to do here too. We're going to provide you as much actionable advice as we can. If you need more, you can always book a free call with one of our amazing business mentors, and you can just go to twobrainbusiness.com to do that. So check this out. Let's look at a consistent intro. What should it look like from point A to point B? Well, we're going to skip the inbound stuff. I'll hit that in another video. We're going to go to the point where you are talking to this prospect in the sales process. This should be your intro. So first of all, if you don't have an intro, that's where you start. You create an intro. What we provide at Two-Brain Business is what we call the no sweat intro. Now, don't get me wrong. You can always do a little sample workout if you want to, but I'm telling you, it's not necessary. It's not about that. It's not about a gym tour. It's not about look at our fancy ski ergs. It's not about this is our 74-foot rig. It's not about we got rolled out rubber flooring. None of that really matters to your prospect. What matters to your prospect is their potential life-changing results, which is what you as a service provider should be providing them. So what you should focus on is them, not you, them. Okay, so what we're looking at here is how do we learn more about, we'll call her Mrs. Jones, our prospect. Well, you need to ask Mrs. Jones some questions. So number one, the best way to have a more consistent intro is step one, a warm greeting followed by some discovery-based questions. So warm greeting could be something like this. Mrs. Jones, I'm so excited to meet with you today. I cannot wait to hear more about your goals and hopefully find out a way that I can help you achieve them. Then you could also do a simple extension of trust, a connection, if you will, a way to bond or build rapport with them immediately. What I highly recommend is if in person, hand them something. And what you can easily do there is something like water, coffee, tea. Think about any larger service-based or sales organizations like a real estate agency or a law office. If you go into one of those, typically you are offered something like coffee, tea, or water. And when that is handed to you, it's kind of like, oh, this is nice, right? That seems subtle to you, but that's actually a very effective way of developing some trust with this individual. So I highly recommend doing that. Following the warm greeting, we're going to get to those discovery-based questions. Next thing you're going to want to do is ask them what brought them in today. So, Mrs. Jones, tell me, what brought you in today? What were you hoping we could do for you? Is another way to ask that question. She'll go on a spiel. She'll start talking to you about stuff. This is the part where you need to listen. You need to pay attention. We call it active listening. So looking at her, nodding when she is speaking, taking notes, highly recommended. You're going to need those later. From here, this is the most important thing you can do. And this is where 90% of gym owners I speak to, at least initially, go wrong. You need to spend at least 10 to 15 minutes right here discovering as much as you possibly can about Mrs. Jones. It's going to come back and help you make the sale later. More importantly than that, not just any sale, this could help you make the high value sales, your biggest packages, your best offers. They're going to happen here and only here if you do a good job with discovery. So take your time. That is the best advice I can give you right now. With that said, what we're going to do is we're going to peel back the layers. Pretend Mrs. Jones is an onion. You're peeling back those layers as you learn more and more and more. So, for example, you say, Mrs. Jones, what brought you in today? I was hoping that, by joining a gym, I could start losing some weight. You say, great, Mrs. Jones, you want to lose some weight. Let me ask you this. How much weight would you like to lose? She says, 20 pounds. You say, amazing. I love that goal. How'd you come across that number? Why 20 pounds? Now she says, I don't know, I thought it was a well-rounded number. You say, great, it sure is. It's a pretty aggressive goal if you ask me, but I just want to get to the root of this. So why exactly are you looking to lose weight? What will losing weight do for you? How will you feel when you lose weight? These are just examples of questions you could rattle off, and where I say this should take you 10 to 15 minutes, that's how it takes 10 to 15 minutes. You control the conversation. You move the needle forward, as it were, with the sales process by asking these discovery-based questions. Who is Mrs. Jones? What does she want? Why does she want it, right? So the follow-up to all these questions is really, why does that matter? Here's how we get to why. Mrs. Jones has laid out these goals for you. She said something like she wants to lose weight. You find out it's 20 pounds. You find out she thinks she'll feel better by losing that 20 pounds. At this point, you say, this is great, Mrs. Jones. I think we're making a lot of progress here. Let me ask you this, because this is really the most important thing when it comes to creating goals like this, but not just that, actually achieving these goals. So here's my question for you. Why is this important to you? Now, that might be somewhat of an oversimplification, but that's really just it. Like, why does this matter to you? Why is this important to you? You might ask this question in different ways. What does losing this 20 pounds do for you? How will you feel? How will this improve your life? Lots of different ways to approach this, lots of different ways to peel an onion, right? That's what we're doing, is we're just trying to peel back those layers. But once you know this information, once you have what they want, and more importantly, why they want it, we now have essentially what we call the emotional tie down, or the hot button. You guys remember the Staples Easy button? This is that. Big red button. You slap that button when you want to make a sale. That's it. You need to find this information out first, though, before you can do that. So that is what we're doing. Now, once we have this information, we're going to, again, move that needle forward. So we want to proceed to the part where we can actually make this sale. We're going to hit that in a future video here, guys, but here's essentially the transition. You want to get them to say something along the lines of, that's right, and then give you permission to move to the sale. Now, this "that's right" line is actually coming straight out of some books by Chris Voss. You guys should go check him out as an author. Got some great actionable advice for you guys. Check out the book Never Split the Difference. It's a great place to start. But it's essentially this. We want this person to say, that's right. The easiest way to do that with your intro process is just to go back over your notes. Remember, I said they'd come back. So we go back to the notes and we say, Mrs. Jones, this is amazing. Let me lay everything out for you so I can make sure that I'm on the right page. And then just repeat everything she said. Mrs. Jones, you came here in the first place because you were looking to lose weight. We determined that amount of weight was 20 pounds. We determined you wanted to lose 20 pounds because it would not only make you feel better, but you think it's going to improve your life in the way that you'll be more productive. You'll be able to play with your kids longer. You'll be able to walk up the stairs with the groceries without running out of breath. And I think that's amazing. But let me ask you this. Is this right? Do I have all this right? And Mrs. Jones says, yes, you do. You say, great, now that we're on the same page, next step here is, would you be opposed to me showing you some of our options? She will undoubtedly say no, and at that point, a no is good, and it allows us to move forward with the sale. This is what we call permission sales. So she's given you permission to show you the pricing, and that makes a huge difference. Again, we're gonna address that in a future video. You guys stay tuned for that. But at this point, your intro process, we just laid it out. Warm greeting, extension of trust. What are their goals? Why do their goals matter to them? Get the that's right. Get permission to present your pricing, present the pricing. Do that every time. That's it. It's not some crazy robotic script. It's not 5 pages long that you have to memorize entirely. You don't have to feel like a robot rattling this off. You are the coach. You are the fitness professional in this circumstance, or the sales professional if you're not in the fitness industry, but you are the professional. So be the professional. Sit in that coach's chair, digest this information, and move the needle forward with this sale. We've got more tips and actionable advice for you guys in future videos, so stay tuned for those. Again, if you like this type of video, subscribe to the Two-Brain Business channel. Smash a like on this video, ring that notification bell so you can see when we post more videos, and we'll see you guys next time.